Look at that.
Oi, oi!
No, thank you.
Hey!
Let's focus.
Let's call it.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect...
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing... Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that.
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself.
You don't...
Oh, no, I'm certain. All I mean...
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day...
You needn't speak so. Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my... We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious.
'Twas not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those...
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's rest.
All right then.
Don't push yourself too much.
Hey! Yeah.
Now then.
What? Good night.
Can I come in?
Want to read some more?
Not today. You're all leaving tomorrow. I'll be cheering for you. I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabian I wouldn't cry.
Oh, it's all right.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
All right. The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa.
Captain,
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
You truly are devoted to him, aren't you?
I suppose I am at that. A guiding oath of 12 years is not easily cast aside. But that book... We met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
Now that you mention it...
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties one way... So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. You needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from... I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have... So it is a fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, 'tis not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that my dearest dream 'tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of...
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Judah!
Lady Juna!
Faraway sky, blue and clear. Echo my wish, so that all may hear. One and all born to this land, as here we stand. Let us greet the rising dawn, hand in hand. Faraway sky so clear. Let my wish, let life be above. Let my wish echo. God's that soul far beyond the
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78th Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Giddo!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctus have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Crier! Where's Count Louise?
Right, all right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right, all right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea. Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow, if we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And, if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Last, I say! Wait! Found your behave!
A land runner?
It's quick!
Wait, it's headed right for the...
It'll crash!
Whoa!
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What ho? Isn't she a marvel, chums?
You dolt! You nearly brought down the cathedral!
Have a care, you fool. 'Twas bad enough when Luis did it the first time.
That feckless, shameless old fool!
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all. Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on! So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
Just a sec.
Can you hear me?
Let's see. Wow!
Oh.
Spectacular!
This is amazing! I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can hardly believe she's ours.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl...
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Look, old fellow, are you really on our side?
Money? Ha! What I want is a little gusto.
It is at that. Like...
That's the ticket. It's been...
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've a good head on your shoulders, boy. Yeah. Where to, ladies? Though.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite... everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit... excitable. Nioras? Are you there? I'm coming in. Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you...
It's too much to do.
As always. To business, then. I must ask a favor.
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not the new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused.
But, pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and not a...
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. 'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it! Off with you now! Leave me...
You've been acting stranger than usual. What?
Whoa!
Good God. Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Nioras, you are an inspiration.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, 'tis rather... Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness... A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! I'm working toward a dream.
You a lowly, brazen court engineer, butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this... mate...
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must.
Look, this runner... Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where, last I heard. So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the...
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the...
I think.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well,
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
I think we can count on him.
If you're sure, I suppose. We'll deal with it.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and greasework. Just...
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal. Our destination is Port Brialhaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is nefarious.
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win it. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that.
But to deliberately violate the rules... Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and their... What do you think of this plan?
I trust all of you completely.
Good enough for me. A captain's got to trust his crew, after all. The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the
Good to know. We can always look around.
Yes. You needn't...
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting up, after all. The wilds out there are no fairy picnic, oh no. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel...
He's certainly an eccentric. Oh, yeah?